solution. I think it's more like when we go in and we're going to work with a client and they have, let's say, for example, ADHD, we need to know, okay, we don't need to know how to diagnose ADHD or how to treat ADHD. We need to be aware that it's there, though, and what we're going to experience from a client with autism and ADHD. I don't know if that's anywhere you guys are touching on, but that's kind of what my mind is touching on.
Yeah, and I'm not really talking about us as undergraduates working, like, because we're already not implementing the plans for these clients, like, for the most part. Like, there's someone overseeing and implementing these plans. So I'm talking, like, almost kind of above us once you have your, like, PhD or master's or whatever, and you're working with the clients, like, to include that, to have that relationship with a psychiatrist, because as, like, undergrads, we're kind of at a deficit there. Like, we can't really touch that. But even if our client is ADHD and maybe on medication, we're always looking at the behavior. So, like, regardless of what they have, like, we don't have autistic kids. We have kids with autism who have these behaviors, and we look at these behaviors and treat these behaviors. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think that's a really good point, the fact that we're all undergraduates. We don't have the ability to do some of the stuff that graduate students would do. So what kind of things do you think that we could do as undergraduates?
Well,
because, I think that we still have the ability to help the field. We shouldn't just write ourselves off because of that. But can you, like, I'm not saying that.
I'm saying we have the opportunity now to create those relationships. And, like, because we are the, like, we're the next generation. We're going to come up and, like, BA, like, in my opinion, is just going to blow up in the next few years. So, like, we have opportunities now to get in touch with clinical students, and maybe a clinical student is doing a study, and maybe we can help them and, like, check it out and build that relationship with people that are, like, I think you suggest pharmacists, and, like, maybe we go start doing that now and start building that relationship now. Because if you start when you're kind of in a more humble place, it's going to be easier when you're basically allowed to boast, like, to continue those relationships. Like, I think it's important to start that understanding of other fields and how we can work together now.
I know in the healthcare system they've discussed having, like, a team for every client, every patient that comes into your office. So not only do you have a psychiatrist, but you have a behaviorist, you have a neurologist, or whatever else there is, and you all collaborate. And I think that's the direction all fields should be going in, but I don't know.
So, like, going off of that, like, if we do implement the crosswalk, like, intervention, maybe we should have clinical people implementing that, like, doing that with us. So that way we can get, like, their side of things and our side of things. Because, like, kind of in the end, we're both right. We're coming from a good place, but we just don't always understand each other. Like, it seems like we talk different languages sometimes.
I think it would be interesting. Like, I remember when I was being in the dorms, they had this whole, like, health thing where you could go and you could, like, learn from people how to, like, go to the gym and exercises, and they would tell you how to eat and stuff like that. I think it would be interesting if we got involved with them and we maybe just said, like, hey, we could show, like, people how to maybe do these, like, exercises and diets and stuff like that, and make it even an easier transition for them. Because I know dieting, like, that would be the first thing. Like, you'd be like, okay, I'm starting this Monday. I'm not starting today. I'm starting this Monday. Because, like, they never feel, like, the reinforcement. They never see any results. They never see anything like that. So maybe if we got involved with campaigns like that, or, like, throughout the university, that would be a really good, not only, like, getting their name and stuff out like that, but, like, that would be actually beneficial to someone, and they can really apply it in their lives and, like, know that, like, behavior work was, like, the cause behind that.
Are we legally allowed to do this? Like, start interventions? We are?
You just have to fill an IRB, but I have another idea.
But we don't need to do the IRB if we're not going to do research. There's no reason that we can't, like, put signs up that say, like, use the crosswalk. I mean, that wouldn't be our intervention, but we just have to get it passed with the university.
Yeah, and I just kind of thought more of a suggestion basis. Like, we wouldn't be saying, this is the best thing for you. We'd be saying, this is something you can take into consideration.
But that's something we could do. Like, it's almost like, sorry, I'm in a sorority, so I wasn't a sorority, so I think it was, like, the big and little system. So, like, you have a big and you're a little, but, like, it's this cooperation. You work together. So maybe, like, we individually choose, well, maybe I'm interested in medication, so I go and find someone like a grad student or another student in undergrad, and like we talk together and we bounce back and forth. Like it's kind of like this give and take. Like we both have the same problem. We both come up with different plans for it, and then we look at them together and see how they can work together.
We could get in touch with some undergrads or graduate students in the clinical program and come up with some healthy lifestyle. So not only how to like diet, because that would probably be more.
Well, like if they were interesting.
And how to change your behavior. So like your eating behavior, your exercising behavior, so that these people who do want to change their lifestyles are not only getting a behavioral influence, but a clinical. And I think that'd be a cool thing to write up.
Yeah.
I mean, like we could do research on this and write it up.
And then not putting ourselves with something that's not looked at negatively, like we're kind of using.
Yeah, and we could. I know that they're getting rid of nutrition, right? Like, but they're still here for a little bit, so we could,
And
you know,
then it'll
try
probably
and
be absorbed into
yeah,
another program.
we could even try and get together with some of those people. You know, ways to make the suggestions for like your exercising and everything more efficient and work better for people. We kind of put a time limit on it just so we wouldn't be stuck here all night, and we're almost at that time limit. So like, yeah. So if anybody has last thoughts, kind of a thing, and we'll put this discussion online in the forums so it can continue for infinity online. Yeah. So.
I have a final thought. I feel like I'm not a part of the behavior analysis program, but I feel like, as with any program, and this isn't just going to be these universities localized here, but if behavior analysis as a field really wants to gain more acceptance within the greater psychology field and the general public in general, like the undergrads are going to be the ones that do it, right? Because there are people in the general psychology program, the clinical guys that are learning just like we are, you know, undergrads. If we start fostering, you know, relationships with them now, BA undergrads talking to clinical undergrads, clinical guys, when they become professionals in their field, are going to see BA as, wow, this is, you know, I had friends in college that did this and their stuff really worked, and they'll be more likely to accept some of BA's ideas, and vice versa, will be more open to clinical guys, you know, ideas. It starts with building relationships early in the career.
So we should encourage clinical people to join.
No, we encourage everybody to join. Anybody that's even slightly interested. That's why we have the opening presentations. Well, I don't know. I'll be a little bit more prepared, I promise. But that's why we're going to have those, so that everyone's going to feel competent talking about something, even if they don't have a history with it. So, cool.